Hey guys, Glaze here. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Today we're going to be looking at how Faze locked down B Banana between Rain and Karrigan. Faze are currently one of the best Inferno teams in the world, and their banana hold really does display this. Let's first take a look at some of the protocols that Faze display on a majority of rounds, just to make sure their banana takes looks fairly consistent to the enemy team, even if they are changing the pace. This is very important to do just to make sure the enemy team doesn't sort of have a read of knowing what you're going to be doing in the round, either fast or slow. So just make sure you're throwing the same utility at a consistent rate. First guys, I want to be pointing out that both Rain and Karrigan have made utility a priority for them in this round. This is the third round, so they know if the enemy does force, they won't really have rifles, but instead pistols armor, which they do. In general, as a B player, utility is very important to have, even thinking of going down to a FAMAS if you can get an extra couple of pieces of nades. Rain will start off each round with this Molotov by run jump throwing it against the skybox above Banana. Now the reason for throwing this early before going around the corner and throwing it is that he can follow this up quickly with another piece of utility, either a deep smoke or even a HE over the wall instead. Even though Rain does fall to the quick aggression of this T side and a well-timed flash, this could have worked much better if he decided to be extremely aggressive in this situation. Let's now take a look at what Karrigan is doing in the exact same round while Rain is throwing this early Molotov close and the deep smoke. So Karrigan will start with the perfect Molotov. Now if you don't know what the perfect Molotov is, there are actually many different lineups to this, and this is one of them. The idea behind it is that it lands to clear all of the left side and also forces play in towards the corner of logs, making it much easier to clear with a close Molotov as well. Karrigan was even going to be throwing this HE against the wall here, but I think a little bit of miscommunication came in here as he didn't actually throw it, and if he did, this actually would have helped Rain out a lot by slowing down this aggressive T push. Because Rain fell here, Karrigan quickly gives up car control and Brokey is already here for the assistance that he needs. As Karrigan hears the CT smoke coming in, he will then quickly flash pull, allowing for Brokey to peek in this position and also smoke off the choke point of top Banana with a click lineup from the new box. This was well recovered from Faze, considering they gave up the first entry for free. They just slowed down the round, came back towards the site, and re-aggressed when they wanted to. So looking into the next buy round here, we will see Rain and Karrigan start with the close Molotov and also Logs Molotov early on, followed up by two HE grenades from them. While this is happening, FTW is also throwing multiple grenades on towards the corner here, chunking down both Rain and Karrigan down to 30 health each. This does force them back on towards the site and also dropping down a smoke to delay a potential rush. As we can see here on the minimap, FTW does slow down a lot after this, but now Faze do not have the information towards car, forcing a rotate out of twists. Karrigan will throw a made up car flash here, just to make sure to delay the T's even further if they are actually setting up for a B execute. Because Rain and Karrigan are both very low on health here, they do this boost towards dark, allowing to play a headshot angle. While Karrigan is now watching top car from this boost position, Rain is sitting with a smoke in his hand, aiming as shown, ready to react when Karrigan gets contact. However, this is a little bit of a mistake on Rain's part in dropping it a little bit too early, but also dropping it too close, not allowing for Karrigan to get the one way out of it. This does get recovered when Rain isn't found out because of the smoke covering him up, and also Karrigan going down, allowing for the triple kill to come in, saving the round out for Faze. If you're going to do this boost yourself, make sure to be dropping the smoke correctly so the person that is boosted is able to gain a one way from it. This may take a little bit of practice to figure out yourself with your own lineup that works for you, as there are a little bit of a variation of where you are boosting behind this yellow box. I recommend doing gimmicky plays like these when you're on low health, utility, or even just have a saved rifle from the previous round. Because in the previous round, FTW half bought down to pistols here, it is a safe assumption to bet that the enemy will now have an AWP. Because of this potential of the enemy having an AWP, Faze changes their banana take slightly in order to shut down a potential person pushing up Banana early on in the round. Rain will throw a close HE grenade before going into sandbags playing anti-flash. Because of Karrigan and also Twist support here, Rain is able to comfortably peek towards car and spam the smoke a little bit, catching the enemy off guard. While this is all happening, Karrigan is starting off the round throwing this smoke aimed as shown to cut off the potential AWP early on in the round. This will land just in front of logs here, denying an entry for the enemy team. Quickly following this smoke, Karrigan would throw the close molotov by bouncing it against the skybox like we saw earlier on in this video. Twist would then drop over his molotov to Karrigan before helping double nade towards logs. From this point, Faze are retaking banana later on in the round, with the perfect molotov making sure to flush out that left side of deep banana and also a deep smoke from rain. However, the deep smoke does have a gap on the right hand side here, so just make sure you're throwing it correctly when you're doing it for yourself. You don't always have to be using your utility early on in the round in order to get banana straight away. It sometimes can be a good thing to delay this a little bit and just wait a little longer in order to allow for the T side to sort of, I guess, get comfortable in this area of the map, and also for you to regain map control and force the enemy team to use more utility. Later on in the round, we will see Rain jump spotting towards Car, and I want just to note down how he reacts when he gets contact with the enemy team. As soon as he is flashed off of this angle while jump spotting, he will then drop a molotov close to half wall here and fall back towards pool. He does have a HE in his hand here, ready to be thrown. As soon as he hears the enemy side power his molotov, he will then throw this grenade against the wall, dealing lots of damage and even getting himself a kill. After this, he will then fall back even further on towards the site, throwing a flashbang while doing so, just allowing for him to get towards dark without the potential of T's following him. This is a great example of how to play this area of the map by yourself in order just to buy as much time as possible, but also getting potential damage and potential kills on the enemy team. Even though he doesn't get a kill while on the actual site due to peeking at a bit of a mistiming here, he does a good job in delaying enough for his teammates to rotate over in time. Now we're going to be looking at a little bit of more of a passive hold from the side of Faze. However, they are still fighting for car control. They will start again with the early utility that we've always been seeing round to round, just to make sure the enemy side doesn't really know if they're going to be aggressive or fall back into a more passive setup. Throwing the same utility in towards banana each round forces the enemy team to respect banana control early, slowing down the pace of the game drastically. As soon as they have thrown these bits of utility, we will see Rain drop over his smoke to Karrigan and will be posting up close, playing off of sound of when he wants the flash to come in from Karrigan. If you're playing within Team CS, you'll most likely see or hear bits of utility when an enemy is first taking top car control. However, Rain is just peeking off a timing here instead. Now notice how he is being flashed in before the smoke is even coming down from Karrigan. Now you may be asking why that is, and the reason is so that the enemy team will be caught off guard more by this flash as if they would be if the smoke's already down. Because if you think about it, if you're the T side yourself, sitting top banana in car, and you see the retake smoke coming in, you'll be much more prepared for this flash to follow up. So straight away after the flash is thrown, Rain is then peeked in towards banana, and this is when the Karrigan smoke will then fall down at top car. As we can see here, there are many players behind the smoke, but Rain obviously doesn't know that in this situation. He is keeping quiet for a while before briefly spamming just to get a reaction from the T side. Just from this spam alone, you can assume many players are behind the smoke because the enemy side spam backed immediately. Karrigan will follow up with the same smoke here again because Rain dropped his one earlier on in the round to him, and this is when outsiders decide they need to go through the smoke, as it's getting pretty obvious that more and more players are behind this smoke on banana. When they finally do push through with a flash, this gives Rain the first kill and Karrigan 2 instead. This brings it down to a 4-2, allowing for Faze just to play their man advantage. Here is another example of how you can be playing solo around banana by throwing an early flash just to prevent a rush from coming in. After this, you can then fall back to an immediate car retake setup. Rain has a good example of a piece of utility from here, lining up on the edge of this tile while being on first box, aiming on the left side of this building to throw the smoke, and also this little black dot you see here as well just to throw the molotov. This will land perfectly on car, flushing out anyone in this area of the map. There are many different places you can throw this retake utility from, so it's very important that you learn multiple ones because sometimes you won't be able to always get to the same spot to be retaking car in time. That is everything we'll be going over for today, guys. I don't want to give you an overwhelming amount of information as I feel it's very important on Inferno that you understand how the site is played out, but also you add your own way of playing it yourself. These pro players that we look at from week to week are just giving you sort of ideas of what you can be doing around this area of the map. map. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.